Ciao! Welcome to Mario 64. For a lot of people, this was their first 3D video game at all. Whether you be an adult or a child, Nintendo made this game for everybody. The only thing that you can see is this big old castle and this sign. The sign will give you a general idea of what you can do. It'll tell you how to jump, it'll tell you how to read, it'll tell you how to crouch. Then it'll even tell you how to throw things, but the weird thing is that there's nothing to throw here, so it's not a very good place to learn that. But experimentation and pressing the buttons that exist on your controller, you can figure out what you can do even without having to read any signs. This is like a genius place. A genius playground of a place to practice everything that Mario can do. Again, pretty much the only thing he can't do is pick things up and throw them. But you can practice your swimming, you can practice climbing trees. Because it's a brand new game, because it's a brand new idea, you probably don't even consider the idea of doing combinations of buttons. If you read the signs, you'll find out that you can do combinations of buttons, and you can also figure out how they explained how the camera works. By talking to this guy, he basically confirms that the camera is a physical object. By making the camera a physical object, it makes it reasonable that your camera can't go over here, because now the Lakitu Bro is getting stuck on a wall. They don't want you clipping in to see the seams like you saw just there. You will be able to see the seams, and you, even without intentionally trying to, you'll see the seams throughout your playthrough of the game. But the developers did their best to hide those seams. When you first enter the castle, you'll be greeted by a fun little threatening message. The camera will naturally swing to show you Toad. Toad will give you some story exposition, but he won't really tell you how to do anything. After you speak to Toad, or not speak to Toad, you're going to see a bunch of doors. The game naturally funnels you to that door. If you're going to see any door, it's going to be that one. The game wants you to go there. It wants to give you the idea. It wants you to come up with the idea on your own, but it fed the idea to you by pointing you at the door. The camera could have gone anywhere. Even if you try to go this way, the camera really is trying to show you that door. The camera will obey you and show you the other doors, but it doesn't really want you to see those yet. It's basically an obligation that you can see these doors, because eventually you'll have to. The camera doesn't change even after you get 1 star, 20 stars. You'll see this big door and it'll attract you, and you'll find out that you can't even open it yet. You'll see that this is a key door, and you'll need to find some kind of key somewhere, and these doors, it's clear that they have numbers on them. So even if you don't like to read, don't care to read, most of the doors will have a clear sign of when you can enter them, with a 1 or 3. But there is another area that you can explore. This room, if you decide to fight the camera and go downstairs, you'll see another locked door. Not very interesting, but the camera does point you in this general direction. Down this hallway, we find something interesting. A whole lot of nothing. The outside. We find out that L is real. It's a real letter in the alphabet. But we also find a lot more signs, a lot more playground, and a lot more places to practice and try to learn Mario's moveset in this game. Because 3D games are new, and most games before this didn't really have like tutorial levels, they just decided to plop all the information here. If you read all these signs, you're going to learn a lot about Mario's moveset. You'll be able to learn how to do wall jumps. You'll be able to learn how to long jump. You'll be able to learn how to grab ledges, do side flips, you can do back flips, all this kinds of stuff. I think there's even a sign that tells you how to do the backflip, how to do this little break dance move, and how to crawl. The game goes out of its way to tell you exactly everything you need to know, without you even entering a level yet. If you've decided to be so curious that you avoid exactly where the camera's pointing you, the game is still rewarding your curiosity by telling you how to play the game better. You can even practice swimming, though I don't think there's any sign that tells you how to swim except for the one by the moat. But if we go back to the start of the area, we'll go back to where the camera's funneling. The camera is funneling you towards the first level of the game. If you decide to look around, you'll find more signs that'll teach you basically the same things, except you'll also learn how to do like the triple jump, the wall jump, all that kind of stuff if you didn't go to the backyard. The backyard will tell you the same thing, but this also teaches you that you can actually do something with this painting. Because it's not going to be instinctual for you to be able to just jump in. But the game does make it intentionally interactable. So if you touch the wall, it shimmers. So even if you don't want to read the sign, there is a sign that you can do something with this. Every single time you touch the wall, the painting will shimmer. And it will shimmer from the point that you touched it, almost as if it's liquid, almost as if Mario can sink right in. So you experiment, or you just read the sign and you could jump right in. Big Bob-omb on the Summit. Bob-omb Battlefield is the first level of Mario 64, and we have Big Bob-omb on the Summit as the first mission. Wow, you're smack in the middle of the battlefield. You'll find the power stars that Bowser stole inside the painting worlds. First, talk to a Bob-omb buddy, which are the pink Bob-ombs. They'll certainly help you out, and so will his comrades in other areas. To read signs, you press buttons. So these guys will give you more exposition on what's going on in this world. He's telling you that if you go all the way to the top of the mountain, you'll be able to get a power star. But he's also telling you to watch out for danger, because this is the first level where there will be danger. This is also one of the few levels where there's no water and there's no place to fall off of the world. There's not much to kill you. There is still danger, and your first enemy that you'll probably encounter is the Goomba. You could jump on him as usual, or you can use the new moveset and punch him. And they will drop your normal coins. They put a sign here next to this invisible block. This invisible block exists because it is going to be important for later missions. It is teasing you on what you are going to be able to do in the future. But this is another open world where you can run around and explore. Because the first mission and Bowser boss fights exist, the game really wants you to know how to punch and how to pick things up. So these signs are going to be at the front of the castle, in the castle, outside of the castle in the backyard, and right here. They really want to be sure that you can beat Bowser and the boss of this level. And then they'll reward you with some coins. Now, it's not really clear what coins can or will do unless you get hurt. But you can practice your picking up with the Bob-ombs by throwing and then throwing. That is exactly what you're going to do with the boss at the end of this level and with Bowser. With Bob-omb buddies, you can pick them up pretty much anywhere. With the Bob-ombs, with Bowser, you have to pick them up from the back. But these are very simple enemies with very little punishment, even if you make a mistake. If you're trying to make a mistake, it literally won't notice me. So the Bob-omb will chase you, but it's clear that something's going to happen, so you have plenty of time to run away, and even if you don't get away, it only does 2 damage. Here, you're going to see some rolling balls. Watch out, but there's not really anything to do. But this level is designed, this mission is designed that way. You see, Mario 64 has a habit of making the first mission the one furthest away from the start. It doesn't do this for every single level, but it does it for a lot of the levels. So that way, you have all of the opportunity to explore the level at your leisure. You'll see these red coins. You won't really know what they do. There is a sign later in the level that will explain what they do. You can run around here, you can find more Goombas, you can kill them all, and then you'll even develop a curiosity of what this is. And they make it very easy of what you need to do with this pink Bob-omb. You can't do anything with it yet because the game wants to limit you on what you can do, at least a little bit, but it's still a sign for later. So you can run around, you can explore, and then you could see this guy. This guy is the biggest draw, the biggest easy point of the level. You see this star right here? The game wants you to see it. The game wants you to notice it. And it's even challenging you. And this sign is the sign that will tell you that you need to get 8 red coins. But this star right here, even though the sign doesn't tell you, even though the mission is not involving the chain chomp, it is challenging you to get that star. The game wants you to get power stars, and there's a power star right there in front of you. So the game wants you to get that power star. It knows that that will be a lot of people's first power star. But if you're just a good little boy or girl, then you might just go over here. You'll find more red coins, you'll find more Goombas, and you'll find more posts. Just in case you didn't see it the first time because you were too gung-ho with the bridge, here's another sign telling you about the wing cap. You don't have the wing cap yet, and you will need it. And here's another sign with the pink Bob-omb. And in case you really like exploring the level, you can go down here and create a little shortcut and get a little reward of 1. If you collect all these coins, you can see that by sometimes doing little tiny things, you'll be rewarded. You'll see Bob-ombs, you'll see water bombs fall from the sky. But not only that, the mission that you're doing, there's always going to be little signs that point to you in the direction you need to go. And whatever level you're doing, there will almost always be a sign that tells you exactly where you need to go. Next, we enter Big Bob-omb's lair. You'll see that the camera intentionally points you in the direction it wants you to go. There is a hill here, and you can technically get up it, even without doing the tricky kicks. To be honest, I did not know that you can just run up this hill. Oh my gosh, you could just run up this hill. I didn't know that, but that's the thing about just playing the level, just exploring the level, not just going straight for the mission. The mission is, again, at the edge of the level. It's taking you from the very beginning to the farthest point of the level, so that way you can see those red coins, you can see those cannons, you can see all of these little extra things. And if you see here, if you haven't learned it yet, because there's not a lot of ledges to grab onto, this is actually a tutorial for grabbing ledges. You want to climb up, or if you want to drop down. Or you could break the box and ruin the tutorial forever. But you can see these balls are coming from somewhere. If you're curious, you can just run over here, walk around, and you'll find nothing. Most people will know that there's a secret there, but we'll talk about that another time. Here, we'll see exactly what's going on with the Bob-ombs. The regular Bob-ombs are shooting the water bombs. You'll see more cannons. You'll see more balls. But look at how far away this is. Just in case you're new to the game, they add this art here, so that way no matter how much you got hurt on the way up, there's a free way to heal yourself up. And then you'll even see King Bob-omb before you get all the way up to him. Not only that, but multiple times throughout the level, you're going to see this little island in the sky. They want you to see that island. They want you to figure out how to get there. They want you to experiment on how to get there. And they know that you cannot. And then you can fight King Bob-omb at the end of the summit. Because he's the first boss, he will tell you basically exactly what you need to do in order to beat him. He is the tutorial on how to do it. He won't tell you the buttons, but he'll tell you you can't grab his behind. So you grab him. But the game wants to be sure that you know not to throw him off of the edge. This is honestly kind of a strange choice, because this is supposed to be a sort of tutorial for the Bowser fight. And in the Bowser fight, you do have to throw them off of the edge, but towards a bomb. But there's no bombs on this arena, except for him, except for the King Bob-omb himself. He can be a little tricky if you are constantly moving, but all you gotta do is stop moving, and eventually he'll get locked in kind of a line, and then you can beat him. The first star that you get is very important. Whether it be this star or any of the other stars you could have come across, let it be the 8 red coins, or the Chain Chomp star, it's very important on what happens next. You'll be booted out of the level. And look at that, it'll show you a high score of 34 coins. This is surprisingly important, because back in the day, before 3D games were a thing, you wanted high scores, you wanted to get a lot of stuff. So this is not necessarily a hint, but it gives you an incentive to get more coins. Even though the game doesn't directly tell you for a while that you can get you can get stars for getting 100 coins, this is incentivizing you to get more coins by having a high score for each mission. But then you'll have this dialog box. Because you got a star, no matter what star you get, this message will appear. And it will tell you about the sealed doors in the castle. This is important because the game does not want you to only do Bob-omb Battlefield. In fact, you can't. No matter what you do, no matter what order you get the stars in, you cannot get all 8 stars. Or you can, but it requires some finessing. You can't get the stars in the intentional way if you get all of the stars on your first go. The second mission, Foot Race with Koopa the Quick. The second mission will put you in front of these pink Bob-ombs again. If you end up talking to them, you'll figure out that these guys can open cannons for you. So the first one will just tell you that that's a thing. But then the second one will actually open the cannons for you. Now, this is probably the worst mission to open the cannons on if you're using it for this mission. But here's the thing. The game doesn't want you to go in order. It puts this Koopa Troopa right in front of you, but it also knows that you want to go into these cannons. So, who knows where you'll go? Who knows what you'll do? You'll shoot, you'll fire, and you'll try to find your way onto the floating islands. There's another kind of mission that exists within the game where it takes you to the farthest point of the level a second time. The game does this a few times, but this mission is special because this is also the first mission where you can unlock the cannons. So because it's the first mission where you unlock the cannons, you may or may not use the cannons. Now, fun fact, if you use the cannons, Koopa the Quick will not let you win the race. He will call you a cheater. You'll also see that sometimes when you do missions, you'll see that the environment changes from mission to mission. There was 2 balls in here, now there's 3. I didn't point that out, but here we are. Oh. I actually might lose this race. So I'm gonna do a little bit of cheating. No matter what cannon you use, Koopa the Quick will know that you used the cannon and he will disqualify you from the race if you use it. But, no matter what, if you use this is a little secret, a little warp. I didn't use any cannons, but if you use the cannons, Koopa the Quick will not give you the star. He will count it as a loss. But when you do it without using the cannons, he'll give you the star right here, right now. If you use the cannons, he will claim that you scammed him. You gotta run the whole course. Next we have Shoot to the Island in the Sky. For a lot of people, this probably won't be their third mission. Unless you're intentionally going in order, most people will have done this mission second at most. Maybe not most people, but a lot of people. And most people will try to use this cannon. And this cannon is probably the easiest one to shoot to the island in the sky. But it is very easy to overshoot it, which is why the game gave you a second cannon right here. In which case they gave you an alternative way to land on the island. That tree. If you hit that tree, no matter how fast you're going, you will catch the tree and it won't hurt you at all. In which case, it will reward you with a star. Again, a lot of people won't. This will be their second mission, maybe even their first, has figured out a way to do it without the cannons. After you get 3 stars, the game will tell you about opening other doors, because there are doors with a 1 and doors with a 3. So now you can go to pretty much any of the levels that are available on floor 1. Next we have the 8 red coins. This one is also one that may not do 4th, because the coins are right there. They're always there, and you will see them. Right there, right away. They're very easy to spot. They stand out on this green background, and the game even challenges you on getting one of the coins right here. And if you look at this little tutorial area, it'll tell you exactly where the star is going to appear once you get all of those red coins. And if you learned from earlier in the episode, the thing that I learned, you can just run up this hill for no reason. The game does not punish you for just running up the hill. You're supposed to just slide down the hill, but apparently you can just run. So that's what I'm doing this time. When I was a kid, I used to think that you can go into this cannon. You cannot. But if you learned from the last mission, you can jump into this cannon. Grab onto the tree, just like I mentioned, and you can handstand. And if you're tricksy, you can land into the cannon, which I did not. But the game is showing you something here by putting a cannon and a red coin on this island, and a target on these coin rings. The game is challenging you. The game is tempting you with this. It wants you to shoot in the middle. It wants you to see what this does. And you'll see at least one number, in this case 2, and figure out that there's something that you can do with those rings. You won't exactly know what yet, but you will find out that it's some. Mario Wings to the Sky. This is the mission that requires the wing cap. If you followed the direct path of doing everything in order, you will probably have seen exactly what you need to do, but you will find out that you don't really have the tools to do it. It's technically possible without the wing cap, but it is not intended to be gotten right now. The game wants you to eventually leave. The game wants you to not do this entire world first. It wants you to leave. It wants you to move on to the next couple of levels, the Secret Slide, Womp's Fortress, Cool Mountain. It wants you to do a lot of the other stuff and not just do it all in one go. In most of the levels, you can just do all of the stars the second you get them. But the first level of the game is making it so you can't. No matter how you try, no matter what you do, you cannot have the wing cap in time to do this, to do all of the stars first. So, because we don't have the wing cap yet, we have to go get it. Now, in order to get the wing cap, you have to have at least 10 stars. That means you have to have explored some of these other levels before you can get it. So, we're going to also include the wing cap level in this. In order to get it, you are immediately drawn to here. You see this sun here, and then you're like, what? Where's the sun? The sun is up, so you look up at it. So, looking up has taken us into a brand new course. Welcome to the wing cap course. In order to get the wing cap, all you have to do is find the button and press it. You don't have to do anything else. However, if you pay attention, you'll notice that they've also put coins and red coins in this course. So the game is telling you already that there's more to do here. It's not required at any point, but it is something that you will want to do if you want to get all of the stars. So stupid. It's a pretty good course to practice get your bearings. It's not the best course to get your bearings because there's this giant pit, but it does help you learn about the momentum. It's not super easy to do, and then by pressing the button, it makes all of the red cap switches, or all the red cap blocks solid. So that way, you can just jump, hit it, and now you have the wing cap. And now you have that extra star. And now no matter what level you go to, if it has a wing cap in it, you will be able to use it. And notice, that level didn't say high score. That is a bonus level. Bonus levels don't have high scores in them because you don't need to get them. You don't need 100 coins in them. There's no incentive to do them and get more coins. Now we have Mario Wings to the Sky back in Bob-omb Battlefield, where you'll need a minimum of 10 stars. We have 11 because we got the star from the wing cap. One way that I've learned to get up onto this island from here is to aim for this little ledge right here, but it doesn't always work. Notice that there are coins there in case you hurt yourself. So shoot yourself over to the island. You can use the tree as a base, or you can miss the tree. But now you'll have the wing cap, and now you can use the wing cap in this level. I feel like this is actually the best level to practice the wing cap in. As you've learned before, if you follow my path exactly, which I feel like is a path that a lot of people will take, not all people, just a lot of people, you will aim for this little target here and learn that you can, by going through the middle of these rings and getting the center ring, or getting the center coin, little numbers will appear. Unfortunately, because the game is older, the render distance isn't the greatest, so you can't see all the coins that you're missing. So you might fall and miss a few times, but luckily there's no way to fall off the land, fall off the day, and there's plenty of coins to go around to heal you up. You can even aim from over here to look for the coins that you're missing. Oh, that's not even the one I was missing. Or, I mean, it was, but it's not the only one. I was missing number 2. That's funny. But you know where that is because you could see the little blue star. And if you want, you can fly right into it. I was going a little too fast and too high. And then we have Behind the Chomp's Gate. This is a lot of people's first star, because it is the first star you will see in the game pretty much no matter what. You see it right there, you see this chomp right there, and now you just have to figure out, how do I get it? Eventually, you will hopefully have learned how to ground pound. And you won't have missed like I did. And eventually, you will open this, you will save this train chomp, you will open the gate, and you will be able to be awarded with your first star, or second, or third. It probably won't be your 13th, but if you're getting the stars in order, then this will be at least your 13th star. But there's still one more star that we can get from the level. Now, like I said, the game has already given you an incentive on getting the star by giving you this high score. There's nothing telling you which mission is the best, but if you pay attention, certain things happen at the end of a mission. After this mission is complete, the cannons are put away, and you're able to